On this feast of the Annunciation, the Blessed Mother teaches us many things about our relationship with God, about how we can return our lives fully to His love. As I reflect upon her encounter with the angel, three things come to mind. First, there is the very fact that she heard the angel of the Lord speaking to her. In our very busy lives, we can become so distracted by the things around us that we tune out God's voice and God's messengers. When we return to God, when we orient our lives around the divine, we will hear His voice. If I'm paying attention, I find that the interruptions in my daily schedule are usually opportunities to encounter God's love and to share that love with others. Like Mary, we just need to be humble enough to listen for the voice of God. We need to incline the ear of our heart so as not to miss what the Lord is announcing to us each and every day. Secondly, Mary was secure enough in her love for God to ask the angel, "But how can this be?" There are certainly times in life when things just don't seem to make sense, times of great joy as well as deep sadness. I remember for me, it was a few years ago when I was out of work and I was looking for jobs and I seemed to find nothing but dead ends. It was the Blessed Mother and the angel who gave me the patience and the peace in the midst of all of this to realize that God was with me. If we return wholly to God's embrace, we will have the confidence to ask, just as Mary did, "How can this be?" knowing with certainty that all will be well because nothing will be impossible with God. And finally, of course, there is our Blessed Mother's beautiful yes, her wholehearted acceptance of God's will for her. "Behold, the handmaid of the Lord, may it be done to me according to your word." Through her faith and trust, Mary shows us the way to peace. Total surrender to God's will. She reminds us that this life is not about us. This life is about serving the Lord, about surrendering our very selves to God. It is in surrender, when we return to God, who is the center of all things, that we find peace. I find that whenever I'm unsettled about life or when anxiety creeps in, it is because I have somehow forgotten what Mary has taught me. "Let it be done to me according to your word." And so in her encounter with the angel, Mary shows us what it means to return our lives to God, though she, of course, had never left. It means we will have humility to hear His voice, the patience to trust in His providence, and the faith to surrender to His will, which is not only our duty, but in the end will be our delight.